Namaste. Through this video, I am clarifying some of the doubts you are going on asking, and it is a concern about the parents and students that whether there will be board examination in the next year, 10th and 12th. Yes, definitely there will be board examination, and the board is going to incorporate a new system of assessment that we call it as National Credit Framework, and it is a suggestion that the NCRF should be implemented the coming year in the 9th and 11th standard. Regarding this NCRF, the government has sent the recommendations and suggestions to various stakeholders. When we say about the various stakeholders, we can see that yes, when we say about various stakeholders, you can see there is UGC, AICTE, NCVET, NIOS, CBSE, NCRT, like the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Skill Development, like that. A large area it is covering, not CBSE alone, and this is applicable to the state education system also. Then regarding another anyway, the National Credit Framework I will explain, and even though I had uploaded one video about this, that was only a suggestion. That document, what I saw, I have not explained fully because explanation of NCRF is not so simple. So here I am trying to start the explanation regarding National Credit Framework also. And another question is about a circular concerned about there is no overall division regarding the CBSE 10th and 12th standards are concerned. And so you know that no overall division, no overall distinction, no overall aggregate shall be awarded like that. That circular was issued in November. So that was another question always children ask. And here why there is, one parent asked me, if there is no overall division, how my child can be shifted from CBSE school to some other schools. So let me tell you, there is no overall division earlier also in the CBSE. In the CBSE's mark list, yes, the CBSE's mark lists, yes, this was the mark list. In this mark list, see that I just tried to take the copy. I thought that no need that. This way it will be written subjects, and here you write subject codes, and here the grades, and later this is based on the earlier one, later positional grades also. This grades name has been changed into positional grades. That means that what grade has been given, it is according to the top 1/8 part of the students passed in that particular examination. That comes A1. The next 1/8 will come to A2, like that. So here just I want to tell that there is no overall, that is, there is no overall aggregate division or aggregate marks are being given. So that is the thing, that no overall division, no overall distinction, no overall aggregate has been given here. That is the thing. So you know that the marks will be there. So in coming national curriculum, NCRF also, National Credit Framework, in National Credit Framework also, their marks will be there, grade will be there. So this is another question. So you know that the as usual mark list will be there at present anyway. This year CBSE is not applying the National Credit Framework in the 10th standard is concerned, because it should start from 9th standard, then only it can be proceeded to 10th standard. So it is not applicable this year. So this is the thing. Then, because I am telling this because NCRF, the National Credit Framework, that has been issued by the authorities for 9th standard and 11th standard. That is why I am telling you the letter also from the government to the CBSE schools and other education institutions regarding 9th and 11th. That is information what I am having, that I am sharing with you. Then another question. And another question, so no division. Then coming to the textbooks availability. So no overall division. Anyway, further there may be creditization, credit allotment, or credentials we say. Then majority of the countries are following this national credit framework. So credits will be given according to the subject, according to the time period allotted for that. How many hours they should have undergone to complete that particular session, particular year. That way the credits will be given. So that we will learn later. Then what about the textbooks? Regarding the textbooks, first standard, fifth standard, ninth standard, new textbooks will arrive. That way I have seen earlier. But now I came to understand that first standard and second standard, the textbooks are is already ready, and PDFs also ready. And so here third standard and sixth standard, it will be ready by end of the March or middle of the March. Third standard and the sixth standard. And ninth standard, I don't have any information regarding ninth standard textbooks. Then another change we are expecting, that there are 3 language policies going to implement in the 9th standard: R1, R2, R3. R1 means the first language, the home language, the local language, the child started to read and write, that is R1. Second language R2, and third language R3. So when a new language is introducing, it means that just the child is understanding the letters, read, write, like that. Don't think that the 9th standard, a new subject, new language is implemented like according to the 9th standard level. No, it is first of all you are learning a language. How do you learn? Isn't it? That way only the language is introducing in the 9th standard. Additional languages introducing in the 9th standard. And another thing is that among the R1, R2, R3, whether this year or coming year, I am not so sure. Let me tell you. And this R1, and this year, I mean the coming academic year, it will be there. I am not so sure. Then R1, we can, I told you, R1, R2, R3. Among these 3 languages, one already may be the English language, and the 2 languages should be Indian languages. So the child should study 2 Indian languages and 1 foreign language. So that is another concept. So the same way in 11th standard, there is 2 language policy. So in 9th standard, 3 language policy, and 11th standard, 2 language policy. There one will be the foreign language and another one will be the Indian language. Then another information is that fifth, you see that earlier I have recorded this and I wrote it in between, and because of some reasons I couldn't upload that. So that is why in between I wrote it there. That is how the color of pen and that one has changed, and I started to draw and like that. So 5th standard to 6th standard, no detention policy is not applicable. That means that the child should write and learn, and in the assessment the child should get pass mark. And from 8th to 9th standard, also the same way. So 5th standard and 8th standard, the child should pass in the assessment, in the examination. So there comes a question. Then I remembered about a question, another question that I forgot to write it in the order. The another question is regarding the pass mark. What about the pass mark? How to find out the pass mark? 33 is out of 100. So 33 is out of 100. We can see that 3.3. 33 divided by 100. 3.3 is out of 10. So out of 20, it is 6.6. As teacher, suppose you may be putting the question paper, pen paper test for 30 mark or like that. This way easily you can find out the pass mark. What about it? Then 6 points out of 20. That is for the internal mark. It should be 6.60. So of course their question comes out of 80. It is 26.4. So 26.4 plus 6.6, you will get 33. So this way you can calculate, and 30% of classes focus on critical thinking, interactive classes, and experiential learning. Then comes a National Credit Framework. And in the National Credit Framework, I think it can take in the new video how the introduction and some of the special features of National Credit Framework is another thing, another question also. Let me say, I deliberately didn't post this before the literature, before the English examinations. One question was regarding the formal letter. The formal letter is having is first you can write your address. An informal letter earlier is the the layout has changed. Earlier here also we used to write, and let me tell you, I was taking commercial correspondence in the pre-degree classes. That is why I am telling you what doubt they have asked, that I am concerned. Some doubts, that doubts also clearing in this. I directly told what is the correct way you have to write. It is not at all regarding the CBSE board examinations or formal letter. The question has come in from outside the web. So I wrote it. I postponed to post this after the examination, because at present the CBSE's the letter form I didn't check. I told you this video is for the general public, that is why. And so here for your address, you can see then ABCD, like you can write your address, your place, state or district, whatever it is. Then second feature is date. This address also we used to write here, but this is a new pattern thing. Then earlier we used to write from and to. Here you can write what is the person whom, address of the person to whom you are writing. That is this one. Then that way address you will write. Then subject. This subject we used to write at after salutation, we used to write subject, but in the new version I have seen that subject they are writing anyway. In the email we write, isn't it, subject will come first. So subject, then respected sir. Here, this is the question. R should be capital letter, S should be capital letter. If suppose respected ma'am, M should be capital letter, R should be capital letter. If you know the person, you can write name along with that there, that way. And beneath that, yes, this is in red color what I wrote. This is the practice what I used to do. Subject. Here you'll write what is the subject. Suppose it is regarding the National Credit Framework, then reference, what is the documents published or the notification published, so and so, like that reference. Then I'm telling you just a formal letter, that only. Then what you want to tell, that you can write as an introduction. Then second one, what you know the content you can write, and third one as a conclusion. Then thanking you also. And in that formal letter I didn't say thanking you, but anyway thanking you can write. Then here comes yours faithfully. Y should be capital letter and F should be small letter, and after signature and name. So really I was not thinking to upload say this also, but anyway, maybe time, everything having some time that way. Okay, this is the thing. The next video is regarding National Credit Framework. Okay, thank you all.